Hi guys, let's try this again. Stopped the stream earlier because I felt like I wasn't prepared, so I quickly assessed what do I actually want to do with my app right now. Oh, hi, there's already people here. Jesus. So basically, for anyone uninitiated, my name is Rhiannon. For the past couple days, I've been working on vibe coding my first app in Rails using GitHub's code spaces with Copilot and a variety of different models, primarily Claude Sonnet 4.5, but today I'm going to be using Claude Opus 4.5 instead. So we'll see how that compares and contrasts, I guess. So a couple of things that this is going to be maybe a short session because I'm going out later tonight. But this was bothering me last night and I was just too tired to keep going. So I thought maybe take a few minutes now. So a couple things I wanted to do. I want to, well, let me show you guys what we're working with first. And I guess I'll post this on social media too, so folks can join if they're hideously bored. 1 second, fam. Hope everyone's having a good Saturday so far. Going live again for a bit. Working on some UX stuff and a new feature that I was too tired for last night. Hang out while I vibe code my Rails travel map. Okay. It's actually really fun. So I've never streamed before this week. I guess that shows how bored I am. Hi, Hyperte. Who are you? Do I know you? Are you random? How's it going? I still don't have a key light, but at least there's a little bit of daylight coming in from the window. You are new. Hi, welcome. Are you a software engineer? Do you like to vibe code? What brings you here? Let me post this on Blue Sky too. Did you just find this through YouTube or what? Sorry, I'm going to take a bite of this bread because I'm hungry. You are an entrepreneur. That's cool. Who isn't an entrepreneur in 2025? Am I right? Okay. Let me get everything set up here. You can tell how tired I am. I've not been sleeping well. Hi, friends. I like coding and exploring all of the different things we can do with code. Just a curious INTP here. That's cool. I am an ENFP last I checked. If you put any stock in that. Hold on, I'll start sharing my screen here in a second. So I'm not a software engineer at all, but I work with a lot of software engineers. Hi, Bishal. Oh my God, it's so good to see you in here. Welcome. How are you? It's been so long. What time is it in Nepal right now? Bishal, are you a fan of vibe coding, or are you like anti-vibe coding? What's your deal? I feel like I'm king of vibe coding. Love that. But you're like an actual engineer, so that's cool. Do you feel like you vibe code more than you manually code now? Like, sorry, one more bite of toast. Michelle, that's cool. Sorry. I should have eaten this toast before I started. I'm just all over this. I've been doing it day and night, burning billions of tokens in a month. That's crazy, man. How do you get all the free tokens? I don't code. I don't know lots of languages. I'm good at some, while bad at others. I mix multi-tech stack, and hence I need to use vibe code and lots of other tools, which I don't know how to code. That's valid. Bishal, have you seen the little app that I'm working on? I'm gonna, I guess, do a little demo now to catch everyone up. Hold on. Just trying to. Okay. Okay, so this is what I've built so far, and this is what we're going to continue to build and improve on today. So this is basically a simple little tool to allow you to visualize all of the countries you've visited, but with a heat map, so you can get a better sense of like a person's actual travel history. Because for me, I've said this so many times, but I'm a chronic over traveler. Or repeat traveler to certain locations. So like I've been to Japan 6 times, the UK 6 times, France 5 times. And I feel like being able to add frequency of visits and visualize that on the map is like a much better way of showing like where a person travels, like where do they keep going back. So this is something that I've kind of wanted to have just for me, for fun, because wait, I've been to Switzerland. Why isn't that checked off? Anyway, zoom in here. As you can see, I've done a lot of Europe, but my hot take is I feel like Europe is kind of cheating because everything's right here. It's so easy to just check off a bunch of countries quickly. But anyway, this is what I have so far. And then once you can click on a country to add it. You can click multiple times to register multiple visits. And then I can also go down here and deselect it to remove it from the map. Or you can shift click to remove it from the map. So that's cool. You can pan and zoom. And here's where you can like register like let's do Brazil. Brazil, been to Brazil 9 times. No, I haven't, but now you can see Brazil's marked. I'll deselect it now, but yeah, it's kind of cool. It actually works, which is fun. You can also search for a country like Argentina. There we go. And last night, one of the things I added was giving people the ability to select a home country. So, like here, the US is registered as my home country, which means it's highlighted in green on the map. So that's where we are right now. You can add your name to personalize your share map. Save, share your map. And this is a link that you can share with friends and on social media. And see, this is Rhiannon Payne's travel heat map. And then you can share this with friends and they can see all of the countries you've been to and how many times. And they can also sign up to create their own map. So this is where we're at right now with this. Bishal says, you won't believe I worked on almost the same app today, but my case was showing earthquakes in a world map. Really? That's cool. Why, do tell. And Bishal, weren't you / aren't you an iOS developer? Like for real, for real? Anyway, okay, let's get started with the first thing I want to do. So I want to have customize the share links more. So when you share a link on your social or send it to a friend, your map will actually render as like a static image, like a JPEG, I guess, and be displayed in the meta image that like shows up when you share a link. And I also want to give users the ability to like save their map as a static image that they can then, post on Instagram or whatever. I think that would be a cool addition to the like social part of the experience. Bishal says, I was working on mundane astrology app, which shows prediction for earthquakes, so I wanted to map prediction versus actual map. I will share my work tonight for you to see. Cool. Yep, expertise on iOS, but with vibe coding full stack nowadays. That's awesome. So as a vibes coder, have you actually like released any production, like what you feel like would be like a production ready app that you vibe coded? Because I hear that vibe coding is great for prototyping and like MVPs, like we're doing with this, but for actually shipping something like production grade and scalable, it gets iffy. Yep, it's on production ready app now. Do you feel like did you have to spend a lot of time like fussing with it, like debugging stuff, or do you feel like it worked pretty well? Maybe I have no of tech. It's more advanced vibe coding. So yes, yeah. I mean, yeah, you're definitely significantly more technical than I am. I'm just fucking around over here. Okay, yeah, let's get started. Forgive me, I'm tired today. Let's see. Okay, I want to improve the social experience, starting with when a link is to a user's map is shared on social media or to a friend. render their travel heat map as a static image in the meta, as the meta image. I'm saying it, I'm sure it'll understand. I do almost 90% of work without seeing code. Only 5 to 10% of time I see real code. That's cool. What are the instances where you are actually diving into the code base and like tweaking things or debugging? Like, what are some examples of instances where you actually have to do that? I feel like I'm losing my voice a little bit. Only when it crashed, ha 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 ha. Yep, only when AI can't fix the crash easily to refactor afterward to make the code modular. That makes sense. Okay, let's see how it's doing on this. So I said this at the beginning, but I primarily built this with Claude Sonnet. And yesterday someone recommended I switch to Opus. So yeah, trying that out. Vishal, do you have a favorite model for vibe coding? Vibe code are one large junk code mostly, hence time and again need to ask it to refactor and make it modular. Opus is best for bug fixes. Cool. Okay, I'll use Grover Gem, which provides a Ruby wrapper around Puppeteer for generating images. Let me implement this. Interesting. I wonder how how Claude decides like what gems are most reliable or best fit for a given use case. What's the Evil Martians gem? Image proxy? Would that be relevant here? Is that what it's called? Image proxy? They have so many gems. Wow, they have over 10,000 stars on GitHub. Fast and secure standalone server for resizing, processing, and converting images on the fly. I wonder if that would be... Oh, hey, Jane. Yeah, I do remember you. How's it going? I definitely remember. Back in the pandemic era where we used Clubhouse because we were so bored. Or was that Twitter Spaces? Twitter Spaces was also like that moment in time. Jane says, I'm currently using my freelancing to build a content business all because of your book. No shit. Oh my God, really? Wait, that's so nice. I don't believe that for a second, though. Like, I'm sure not because of my book, but I mean, I'm sure you would have done it anyway, right? But oh my God, that's really nice to hear. I spent so much time writing that book during the pandemic. It's nice knowing that like people found it a little bit useful. So Jane, just to catch you up, I'm vibe coding my first app, doing like a little travel social share heat map thingy. You know, I'm going to stop it and ask, would the image proxy gem be a good fit for this use case? Because it would be cool to use a friend's library. No, image proxy would not be a good fit. Here's why. Image proxy resizes, crops, and transforms existing images, great for thumbnails, responsive images, format conversion. What you need, generate an image from scratch based on dynamic data, the user's visited countries, render a map visualization as a static image. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Go back to what you were doing, which was, what was it, the Grover gem? Yeah. To what you were already working on with the Grover gem. I'm surprised you don't stream on Twitch. Then I could raid you and give you like 100 plus viewers. I don't know. Twitch is a lot. I feel like Twitch is its own thing. That's a little bit much for me. There's too much happening there. YouTube just feels like a little easier and more low key. And I have like maybe 160 followers on YouTube, so maybe some of them. What's going on? Chrome is installed. I'm just surprised that anyone joins these streams, to be honest. I feel quite bad at keeping the dialogue, like the conversation going. I appreciate when people actually chat with me a bit. Bishal says, no, you're doing good so far. Thank you, Bishal. It's because you're helping by chatting. It makes a difference. Okay. Should be almost done, maybe. Now let me restart the server and test. Server's running. There's an issue with the ERB template. I'm defining methods inside it which won't work. Let me fix the OG image template to use inline logic instead. Okay. So Bishal, is this like how you code, like what I'm doing? Like, is this basically how you build products these days? Bishal says, tips, add this at the end of your prompt, keep it dry and solid. What do you mean by dry and solid? And what does it think that means? Just replying to some texts. Bishal says, I use Google Gemini first, make a robust prompts list, then only paste those prompts to the IDE. Just Google dry and solid. AI will understand to keep it robust that way. Jane says, my prompts usually contain some sort of verbiage like stop fucking around. Works well. Does that work? Like, does Claude just need to be like yelled at and abused a little bit to be good? Like, I don't understand why, but okay. Okay, we have shared map tokens. Now let me test the OG image endpoint. Jane, do you do any vibe coding? I think you used to be a software, or you're currently a software engineer, right? Vishal says, sometimes, yes, it does say, I've been stuck on this for 2 days. It will try harder. Ha 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 ha. Damn. And does it actually try harder? Like, does that work? That's so silly if that actually works. Like, this is a fucking robot. Like, you shouldn't have to yell at it or be mean to it to get it to do what it's supposed to do. Janet says, yeah, I stream code myself on YouTube and Twitch. Claude isn't really good because I'm doing bespoke stuff. But when I need to coerce Claude, it'll admit to its own stupidity. That's great. So what's your setup, Janet? Like, what kinds of stuff do you work on? Vishal says, technically it does sometimes. It will try new things which it had not tried or done yet, so it does work that way. Wow. So LLMs respond well to abuse and cajoling. Got it. Well, thanks for the thumbs up, whoever just did that. Continue to iterate. Has anyone tried being nice to it? Like, instead of getting frustrated, like say something nice to it to encourage it? Also, if you're enjoying this and you found this on Twitter or Blue Sky, feel free to like and repost. Janet says, I don't like LLMs in my editor. If they don't understand what I want, they have a bad habit of rewriting last swaths of code that work already. Fair. Vishal says, I do have a habit of saying, thanks, keep up the good work, so that it keeps that in memory for future work. So again, it works too. Yeah, I sometimes say thanks as well. Okay, now it says the OG meta tags are all properly set up. The social sharing experience is now complete with OG title. Shows Rhiannon Payne's travel heat map. OG description shows Rhiannon Payne has visited 41 countries and calls the United States home. OG image points to the dynamically generated map image. OG URL, the share link. Twitter cards all properly configured for summary large image. Let me also clean up the test preview file to add some caching improvements to the controller. Now let me read the current controller to see the caching setup and make sure everything is optimal. The controller looks good with caching. The OG image feature is fully implemented. blah, blah, blah. Let me also verify that we should add git ignore entries for the node modules and package lock JSON since we just added NPM. The social sharing OG image feature is now complete. Cool. Okay, let's test this. I'm excited. Okay, so here's my map, share map. Let's get the share link. And let's try it on Twitter, I guess. Let's see if this works. Well, maybe no, I need to probably deploy these changes, I think. Right? Because then I can use the actual link that directs to the app hosted on Render instead of just like my local whatever. Let's just, fuck it, let's just commit. Added social share features, enhanced social shared features, like OG image, title, etc. Let's just commit. Fuck it, we ball. Janet says, use the criticism sandwich with LLMs. I like what you did, but can you do XYZ? Great work though, LOL. Okay, so did that work? Are we committed? Okay, so let's let's test it live. Vishal says, nowadays I don't even type commit message and ask LLM itself to make a robust descriptive commit message. See, I don't know. Someone, I mean, I've never built a thing before, but the other day someone was telling me that I should, yeah, I don't know. I think it's nice to be able to look back at, but I guess the LLM could just do it for you. You're right. I'm tired, guys. Okay, come on. Ugh. Okay. So I've got my map here. Well, let me add my name. Oh, wait. Let me hold on, make some changes to mine. So I'm gonna set the US as my home country again. Yeah, this looks about right otherwise. Okay, so Rhiannon, save, share your map, generating link. Okay, so this should be like an actual link. Hold on. I don't know what I'm doing right now, guys. I literally don't know what I'm doing. Let's go back to X. Yeah, no. How should I test this? like it's kind of like a weird thing to test. Or maybe my brain's just not working and I'm just being fucking stupid right now. What is the best way to test this feature? Direct URL test. Then open. Social media debuggers. I forgot that those exist. What is happening? What? I'm not reading all this. Ask it to do E2E using Playwright. Error. Okay, I committed the changes, and I generated a share link and am trying to test if it works using the social media debugging tools, but I am getting errors. This is the link I generated. Bishal, you're going to have to explain that to me. What do you mean by that? The issue is likely that the production server on Render doesn't have Chrome Puppeteer installed. Oh. Playwright is heavy and requires lots of work, so don't do it now, but worth exploring for E2E testing. Oh, end-to-end testing, right? Okay. E2E, that's cute. I see the issue. Your render deployment uses the native Ruby runtime, not Docker, so we'll need to install Chrome and Node.js in the build script. Let me update it. Now Render's free tier might not have root access to install packages with apt-get blah, 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 blah. The best solution for Render is to switch to Docker deployment, which gives us full control. Let me update your configuration. Okay. Also, hi, 8 people. How's it going? Hope everyone's having a nice, relaxing holiday weekend. Okay, now commit and push changes. So where is everyone tuning in from? Janet, I remember you're in Toronto, is that right? And Bishal, I know you're in Kathmandu. I'm in Europe right now. Curious what time it is for everyone. Okay. Okay, changes push. Render will now rebuild using the Docker runtime, which includes Chrome Puppeteer. This feels like a lot. Um, okay, the OG image was blah, 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 blah. Okay, here's what I changed. Docker file, added Chrome dependencies, Node.js installation, Puppeteer installation with Chrome browser download, copy Chrome cache to final image, render.yaml change, runtime Ruby to runtime Docker, added Puppeteer cache dir, environment variable, Grover.rb added, single process flag, blah, 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 blah. Next steps, wait for render to rebuild, may take 5 to 10 minutes with Docker. Test again, use the social debuggers to verify that the preview works. Note, the free render plan has limited memory. If Chrome runs out of memory, you may need to upgrade to a paid plan or consider an alternative like pre-generating images or using a dedicated image service. Sounds like a lot. Bishad's 10 p.m. for you? That's cool. It's not that late. Okay, so I guess we wait. Should I commit these changes? Ugh, I don't know what to do. Should I commit these changes? I guess you can always run it back if you need to, right? Ugh. I don't know what I'm doing. You already pushed those changes in the previous commit. The uncommitted files shown here are just files with no actual changes. Okay, fine. The only new files that haven't been committed yet are package.json and package.lock.json for Puppeteer. Yes, you should commit these. They're already committed. Okay. Your working tree is clean. The render deployment should be rebuilding now with the Docker configuration. Okay. Well, I guess we wait 5 to 10 minutes then. Bishal says, I commit too much, like 20 times a day after vibe codes as it's easy to break by AI works. Yeah, I'm like afraid about committing these changes because I haven't tested them and it just did a lot. Wait, why am I getting a FaceTime? Let me see. Not right now. Sorry, Lucy. But yeah, I feel like it just did a lot, like switching from the Ruby runtime to Docker. Like, I don't know. Is that a significant change? Like, what if it breaks a bazillion things? I don't know anything. Hey. Guys, how about while we wait for these changes to take effect, I'm going to pause this for a second. And I'm going to be here. I'm just going to call my friend back really fast. Just going to mute myself. And when I come back, we'll keep going. Thanks for your patience. Okay, whatever. I'm just going to call her later. Doesn't matter. Just chill here while we wait. Well, I think you can hear me now, correct? Now audible. Cool. Turbo Trail, who are you? How did you find the stream? Do I know you? Right now, we're just waiting a few minutes for this to take effect, so we can test. On my YouTube homepage, just now subscribed. Cool, thank you. Are you a developer, a vibe coder? Taco.dev, the Docker changes for your environment in render. Those affect how your code runs, but not the code itself. This should just tell render to use Docker. Okay, cool. Thank you for explaining that to me, genuinely. I wasn't sure if it was like that or if it was like a more significant change that would kind of fuck how things were architected. So thank you. Taco, who are you? Do I know you? If you have access to the render dashboard, you can see the deploy status. Oh, cool. Yeah. I mean, wait, wrong thing. Ugh. Oh, wait, right thing. Okay. Sorry, guys, I'm tired. Okay. Okay, where do I go to see the deployment status? It says synced. Does that mean it's good? I came across your post on Blue Sky and it seemed interesting. I'm a dev by trade. Cool. Nice to meet you. Are you a Rails developer? Probably under apps. Okay. Deployed, updated less than a minute ago. That seems promising, right? Okay. Maybe we test it again now. Rails and a lot of other web things. Cool. Nice. Well, this is a little Rails app. Although we're, yeah. Ugh. Okay. Share your map. Generating link. Okay, let's see if this works now. Error. Oh, I don't know why I copied that. Getting an error again when testing. We share link on OpenGraph. Yeah, and for anyone new here, I'm obviously not a developer myself. I work with developers. And this is my first time building an app, if you call this building. I don't know, is this building? Like the LLM is building it, but I'm babysitting and ideating. Okay, let's see. Still getting a 500 error. The render deployment might not have finished rebuilding with Docker yet, or there's still an issue. Let me check if there's a way to see logs, and also check if you need to manually trigger rebuild on render since it was using the native Ruby runtime before. The main app is working, but the OG image endpoint is failing. This likely means render hasn't finished rebuilding with Docker, or it's still using the old Ruby runtime. Here's what you need to do on render. Fuck. Okay, go to the render dashboard, find travel heat map service. Okay. Oh wait, this might have more information, right? Would it be helpful for me to give it this? Is this helpful information from Blender? Take a look at your log since you're getting an error. That's what I just did, right? It says you were on Docker at the top, yeah. Yes, the Docker build succeeded and Chrome was installed, but the app is running and the OG image endpoint is still failing. Let me check the actual error. The endpoint is returning a 500 error, but with a generic error page. The issue is likely that Chrome can't be found or run properly. Let me implement a fallback approach, serve the SVG directly as the OG image. This will work without Puppeteer and is actually more efficient. Why didn't you do that to begin with then? God, AI is stupid. Let me update the controller to serve an SVG image directly instead of using Puppeteer. SVGs are supported by most social media platforms for OG images. So silly. What's wrong with you, Claude? Like the hard thing for me is when I prompt it with something and then it tells me the approach it's going to take. I have no way of knowing if that's a good or bad or efficient or inefficient approach, you know? Like, is it doing something crazy and doing it in like a really sloppy way, or is it doing it in a clean way? I have no way of knowing, really. Yeah, sometimes LLMs be like that. Fucking facts. It's fun though. I mean, like, it's cool that this exists and that I can do this. Like, the fact that, you know, for me as a non-technical person, I can build a somewhat functioning, simple web application. Like, that's pretty cool. Like, I couldn't like, it's just neat that we have the ability to do shit like this now. Or like normies like me, at least. Anyway, what's everyone up to this weekend? Going to a friend's house in a little bit. Hi, Guna. Where did you find my stream? Welcome. Taco says, very true. Try to treat it like a genie. It will grant your wish, but how is a different matter. Yeah, it's like either a really stupid genie or a like slightly malicious, like malevolent prankster genie who will do the thing, but in a stupid way just to, you know, cause trouble, like a poltergeist. From India. Cool. Where in India? Are you a developer, by the way? How did you find this? Okay, push. Now render will rebuild with liber svg2 bin installed. The fallback chain is now 1, try Grover Puppeteer, Chrome-based best quality, fallback to RSV convert. I don't, like, why do we even need the, like, it seems unnecessary. Do we even need this first step? Maybe we just use the simpler method to keep things cleaner, even if the quality isn't as good. Great point. Fuck you. Let me simplify by removing Grover Puppeteer entirely and just using RSVG convert. This will make the code base cleaner and the Docker image smaller. Oy vey. What is the goal of the first step with the image? So, Taco, what we're trying to do here is when you share your map with someone, when you share your map on social or with a friend and generate your share link, we want there to be like an OG image that takes their like dynamic map and renders it as a static like SVG is part of the like share link, if you know what I mean. Just kind of like my goal is just to like make the social share part of this a little bit more engaging and personalized. So yeah, what it's trying to do is turn the map into an image. Okay, remove Grover Gem, Puppeteer, NPM dependencies, blah, blah, blah. Okay, why didn't we just do this to begin with? Wait a few minutes for render to rebuild, then test. Okay. Cool, we'll wait a few minutes. Do you guys have any other ideas for UX enhancements? Or
big cat that's supposed to be around. Of course. Some say it's a puma. Others a giant ape.
yeah, French Guiana is still part of France. Were you here the other night when I was losing my mind over that? Or are you a new person? Sorry, I don't recognize your handle. But yeah, when I was doing this originally the other night, I was like losing my mind over that. But I did end up finding a better like map data set than what I started with. Newish, I watched the video. Oh, cool. You watched the first one? Like the 6-hour one? Like, seriously? Because that's crazy. Taco says, depending on when that happens, you might have some old data in your database, etc. If the next test doesn't work, try to create new map share. Okay. France's longest border is with Brazil for this reason. Yeah. So many issues with that, both from like a user experience perspective in this situation, but also like colonialism. We hate it. Like, I philosophically disagree with French Guiana being represented as France, but I gave up. I'll return to that later. I'm shocked that the LLM couldn't just add French Guiana as a country to the country file, not to distract from the current problem. No, I appreciate the feedback. Okay, let's see. Okay, it's still deploying. This music's intense. But yeah. No, the French Guiana thing really gets on my nerves. I would like to be able to get this one thing working before I leave and go to my friends. Um, Hopefully in the next like 20 to 30 minutes. That would be cool. I might stream again later too, because I've been having a lot of fun with this. It's like a very mentally stimulating and engaging kind of just creative project for me. Doing something new and different before the end of the year. Another new thing I did recently, friends of mine took me foraging for mushrooms in the forest. We literally went to this forest and like picked mushrooms and cooked them. They were really yummy. Normal mushrooms, not like, mushrooms. So that was a cool new experience for me. And now vibe coding and streaming. I've never streamed before this week, so it's definitely fun. I'm living alone right now too, so it's a nice way to be social without leaving my cozy apartment. I'd be too scared of poisoning myself. Haha. So my friend who we went with, he's from Russia originally, and I guess like he spent his whole life foraging for mushrooms like every day near his house in the woods in the forests of Russia. So he knows what to look for. Um, and he had a friend, another forager, recommend this particular spot that we went to, and we knew what the mushrooms looked like, so it was pretty straightforward. He said out of the hundreds, if not thousands of times he's foraged for mushrooms, he's only gotten food poisoning one time, so it ended up being fine and delicious. But yeah, I wouldn't just like randomly go by myself and start picking mushrooms and eating them. That would be No, I would definitely kill myself. Okay. This deploy is taking a long time. Is it normal for this to take so long? Anyway, what's something new that you guys have done in 2025? For me, we've got foraging for mushrooms, vibe coding, and streaming. All in the past month. That's kind of cool. If you haven't done anything new that you can remember recently, what's one new thing you could do before the end of the year? We still have a few days. Deploy, why are you taking so long? I traveled in Europe with my family for most of the year. I'm in the US now. Awesome. Are you American? And follow-up question, where in Europe did you guys go? Where did you enjoy? Was it like your wife and kids or parents, or what was the situation? YWG says, I started hobby game dev and this fall picked up some basic sewing skills to mend my own clothes. That's cool. I don't know, I'm one of those people that I just feel like maybe this is a limiting belief, but I'm not really good at picking up things like that, like really practical skills like sewing. I'm just like a bit of a ditz. Like, I don't know. I'm not good at doing things. Like, I feel like, yeah. I mean, I could probably learn. I also have ADHD. Anyway, I'll stop making excuses. But I admire that you learned how to sew. That's great. Last year, 2024, one of my big things was like kind of learning how to cook more and getting better at cooking and preparing meals. And I'm still not like good at cooking, I would say, but definitely a lot better and became a lot more experimental. Oh, I am the clumsiest. There's a lot of swearing, but I can put a patch on now. Nice. Do your clothes get damaged so often that Richard says, hey, sorry, I just joined the live. What are you trying to build? Okay, quick recap, Richard. So I am, where did you find me, by the way? On social media or YouTube. I am building a simple Rails app, vibe coding it using GitHub Codespaces, Copilot, and Claude Opus 4.5, all in my browser. Here's a little demo of what we've got going. I started building this the other day on stream. Basically, it's a way for a user to visualize the countries that they've traveled to and the frequency of visits to each country. I have this problem where I am a huge, like, chronic repeat traveler. I go back to the same countries all the time. Like, I've been to Japan 6 times. So I feel like, there's like other map apps out there where you can select the countries you've been to, but I don't think that really offers the full picture of like a person's travel history. So I wanted that, but with a heat map to visualize frequency of visits to each place. So that's what I'm building here. Simple Rails app. We've got this map here, kind of cool. You can add and remove countries, frequency of visits. You can indicate your home country, like the US is in green because it's my home country. And then you can share it with your friends. You can add your name here, update the shared link, and copy it. And yeah, share a link with your friends. Rhiannon Payne's travel heat map, and then they can see the countries that I've visited, and they can log in and create their own. It's super simple. Right now, we're trying to add some like more engaging social share features. So yeah, let me know if you have any ideas for features or improvements that I should work on. Taco says, yep, we went to England, France, Switzerland, Germany, Netherlands, Spain, and Morocco. Geez. My wife and myself, along with our 2 sons, France and Netherlands were our favorite. So I guess you can use my app and create your own little travel map. That's really cool. I love the Netherlands. I love France. I was in the Netherlands and Amsterdam for Rails World in September, which was really fun. Great conference. But yeah, I've been to, as you can see, visualized here, I've been to the Netherlands a few times, and it's one of my favorite places. France, I've been to way too many times. Also love France. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, it's still deploying, guys. Is that weird? Why is it taking so long? Like, I just want to get this one thing working. Richard, are you a developer? Are you a vibe coder? Why are you interested in this content? Project idea is good. Thank you. Yeah, it's easy. I've never built or vibe coded an app before, so just wanted something straightforward. And it kind of works, so that's cool. Pretty proud of myself. Click on the deploy, see if it gives you logs. Okay. I mean, yeah, there are logs, but I don't know how to make heads or tails of them. I mean, it's doing things. Yeah, I wanted to see the output. This is what it's doing when it builds your app. Richard says, I'm not a developer yet, but trying to get a job for a back-end development role. So wait, how do you intend to get a job as a back-end developer if you're not a developer? How do you see that working out? Like, are you training? Are you in school? Like, are you a vibe coder? Okay, deploying. It looks like we're almost done, guys. I'm gonna laugh so hard when like we've gone through all of this and it still doesn't work. We'll see. It's kind of cold. Blanket. I am sitting under the heater, which is nice, but welcome to development, seriously. Okay. Oh wait, it's still doing more stuff. I thought it was done. Why is it doing more? So it wasn't finished deploying? I'm so confusion. Man, this royalty-free playlist is just bop after bop. Richard says, I have completed graduation and worked as a back-end developer for a tech company, but had to resign, and it's been a year since that job now, so I'm going to software industry. Oh, that's cool. Well, then you shouldn't say that you're not a developer yet, because you are a developer. Nope, still building. That particular build step is what completed. Okay, so now we continue to wait. Well, this is fun. So Taco, I don't remember if I've asked you this already or not, but what kind of things do you work on? Like work, side projects? Like what are you building on lately? Yeah, a dev is someone who knows how to dev even if you don't currently have a position. Agreed. Yeah, don't undersell yourself, Richard. Deploying. It's raining here. But yeah, seriously, is this normal? Like, should it really be taking this long, or is render just shitty? I mean, it's free, so it's like whatever, but also, if you guys are enjoying this, feel free to hit the thumbs up button. I think that helps me in the algo. Also, question for you guys. What are better methods? I've asked a few people this already, but like, what are better methods for hosting this app? Like, I'm willing to throw a little bit of money at it, like a small amount of money, to get it hosted somewhere reasonable. Like, Render's fine for now, because yeah. But I think I would like it to be somewhere a little bit more stable, because I do plan to continue to build on it. I don't actually have any, like, I don't expect people to use the app. I mean, they can if they want to, but like, yeah, that's not the point. Like, I just want to keep building on it and adding features and having fun with it. And I feel like it might be a nicer experience to host it somewhere more legit. If you have any suggestions. What is TQ? Also, if you guys want to follow me on Twitter or Blue Sky, I'm in those places. Okay. Is it almost done? Come on. Sorry, I'm going to take another bite of my toast. I'm hungry. So, Richard, where do you live? Well, I guess everyone. Like, where do you guys live? I'm from San Francisco, but I am in Europe right now. Winnipeg. Oh. Winnipeg. What state is that in? Winnipeg. One of those. It's in the Midwest. 4 hours due north of Fargo, North Dakota. Cool. Richard says deployment in Netlify would be easy. That's what I used in the past, but haven't deployed any web app recently. Thank you for the suggestion. I am familiar with Netlify. Oh, in Canada. Fuck me. Wow. That's embarrassing. Yeah, Canada. American, just assuming everyone's from America. No, my brain like really isn't on right now. I should have known that. India. Where in India? What part of India? I've been to Punjab and Delhi and a few other places. Very long time ago. My brother was just I think in Bangalore for a wedding. Maybe not Bangalore. I don't remember where he went, but it was a nice wedding. And hello, everyone joining the stream. Just waiting for this to deploy still so we can see if this works or not. Oh, this music is so hype. So yeah, if I used a better hosting platform, would these deployments be faster? Or is this just how long shit takes? Please advise. Still waiting. It would be great if they could show you like how far along it is, like 70% done or whatever, or like give you a time estimate. This is ridiculous. Now everyone's left the stream. I'm gonna blame render. Just want to get this working so I can leave the house. Come on, please just deploy already. Hi everyone who's joining. Still just waiting on this deployment to finish. It is still deploying. Should it be taking slow? Okay, it's definitely been longer than 10 minutes though. Docker builds on render's free tier can take 5 to 10 minutes, sometimes longer. Oy. It's been a lot longer than 10 minutes. Oh, I'm just complaining to Claude right now. Like as if this is going to make it faster. Such suspense, seriously. Thanks for sticking with this and hanging out to see it working. Oh, it's live. Okay, cool. I don't know if me complaining to Claude helped or what, but that's cool. Okay. Whew. Let's do this. Okay, please work, please work, please work. Okay. Come on. Oh my God, no! 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 An error message when I try to test the shared link. Oh, it's awful. Well, it's doing something right now. I have to dip, but hope your app eventually deploys. Oh, I just saw that message out of order. Well, no, I kind of want to dip too, because this is fucked. It works locally, the image is generated, so the issue is definitely in production. Let me check the Docker file. Let me add better error handling to the controller to capture the actual error. While waiting for render to redeploy, I'm thinking the real issue might be the file pass. What? In production, the app runs as a different user and the pass might be different. Let me check how the GeoJSON file is being accessed. Motherfucker. This is so rough. Hi, anyone who's here, joining, or still here for some reason. Definitely having a frustrating experience this afternoon with the vibe coding. Yeah, continue to iterate. Still a 500 error. The deploy with better error logging might help us understand. Oy. Y'all. Let me add a debug endpoint that returns JSON with diagnostic info instead of just returning 500. AI actually kind of sucks.
I want you to jump like you trying to get stuck in the air. If you feeling so lit and don't care, shorty beating her face in the mirror, up in the air. I want you to jump like you trying to get stuck in the air. If you feeling so lit and don't care, shorty beating her face in the mirror, up in the air. I want you to jump.
Like, what is it even doing right now? So for anyone just joining, I am trying to add some like social sharing enhancements to the travel map app that I've been building, vibe coding, for the past couple of days. The idea is that you can create a map showing the countries you visited and how frequently you visited each country, heat map, and share your map with friends. So you can generate this fun, like, shared link, copy it, share it with friends, voila. And this is what it looks like when someone's viewing your map. But what I wanted to do was have it render the map view instead of like have it render as like a static image, like an SVG, and add that to the OG image tag, so that when someone shares their map with a friend in like a text or on social, the preview is like the preview image is their map, and like more like personalized, more personalization. So that's what I've been trying to accomplish for the past hour and a half with little success so far, because Claude is a bitch. Sorry, that was rude. It's just how I feel right now. Just kidding, Claude. I love you. Please just start working. No, it's saying the issue is the image generation. Let me check what version of our SVG convert and if it's actually installed on render. Cool. Also, I'm trying to go to my friend's house. I'd like to leave soon, but I've spent an hour and 30 minutes on this at this point. I just want to get it working before I end the stream. Just one thing working. Just want to get one thing working so I can feel like this stream was a success. Also eating toast, sorry. Anyway, I see that there's people here. If you're still watching this for some reason, say hi in the chat. Okay. The error is happening before our debug code even runs, which means that Rails is crashing before it even gets to our controller action. The error might be happening at the routing level, or somewhere else. This is strange. Let me check if render is still deploying by looking at their status page log. Since we can't access them directly, let me look at the GitHub push log to see when the code was pushed. The issue might be that render's free tier takes a very long time to build and deploy Docker images, much longer than regular deployments. Let me try a different approach. Instead of relying on RSVG convert, let me use a pure Ruby solution with mini magic, or even just return the SVG itself. Some social platforms do support SVG, and for those that don't, having a fallback static image might be better. Let me simplify even further. For now, let's just use a static placeholder image and see if it works. Now let me create a fallback status SVG image. Actually, wait, the 500 error is happening without our debug catching it. This makes me think there's something earlier in the request that's failing. God damn it. Let me look at what could be causing this. Let me check if there's something wrong with the route, or if something is happening before the controller action is even reached. Blah, blah, blah. The OG image action is excluded from authenticate user. Let me check the application controller. Interesting. Allow browser versions modern. This could be rejecting requests from curl or bots. Let me check if that's the issue. Still 500. Oh my gosh. Even locally, it's not returning HTML. Let me check let me see the actual error. This is so rough. Ugh. At what point do I just give up for the evening? Because this is super annoying. Oh, guys. Vibe coding sucks. The allow browser is not a regular before action callback. It's a special method. Let me just remove that line and handle it differently. Override the method in the controller. Let me look for the specific error. The issue is no method error, undefined method with indifferent access for an instance of symbol. The allow browser versions all syntax doesn't work like that. Let me check the correct syntax. Now let me handle this differently in the application controller. Let me use except instead. Okay. Just fix it, bro. Continue. It says now it works. Let me commit and push this fix. Okay. Should we believe that? Should we believe that it's working? Because I don't believe anything Claude tells me anymore. The local test works. Now let's wait for render to deploy. But first, I realize there's been an issue with the earlier commits. The broken code might be deployed. Let me also ensure the controller code is correct. Looks clean. Now let's wait for the render deployment. Let me check if the app is responding properly first. Anyway, hi everyone. If anyone's actually watching, say hi. Where are you from? What are you doing here? Yes, I am trying to wrap this up so that I can leave shortly. I've been trying to get this one enhancement to work for the past hour and 40 minutes. I'm very tired of this and want to shut my computer, but I just want to get it working. Staring at my screen is just making me sleepy. Anyway, if you're enjoying this for whatever reason, feel free to thumbs up. Okay, what is it doing now? Let's see. Still failing. Fuck, motherfuck. The SVG is 7 megabytes, which is extremely large. That's likely the problem. The RSVG convert might be timing out or running out of memory. Let me simplify the SVG by reducing the GeoJSON detail. Let me check the size of the GeoJSON and see if we can simplify it. Blah, 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 blah. TopoJSON needs to be decoded differently. Let me convert to a simplified approach. Generate a simple SVG without the complex geometry for now. Actually, let me think about this differently. The problem is the GeoJSON is 14 MB, the resulting SVG is 7 MB. Our SVG convert probably times out or runs out of memory on render free tier. Fuck. Let me create a much simpler OG image that doesn't try to render the full map. Instead, I'll create a nice branded image with just text and stats. But that's not what I wanted, though. I need to create a... No, I want the map. Oh, fuck. That's insane. 7 MB? Yeah, I guess. Why can't it just make it smaller, like lower quality? This is so wild. Like, I just hate that I'm going to have spent 2 hours on this with nothing to show for it. It's very humbling. It's trying to render the full details of the polygons in your share image. Yeah, well, I don't need the full details. It needs to be smarter. Tell it to just take a screenshot of it when they click share. Can it do that? Well, it's in the middle of something. Let's see what it comes out with. Yeah, I need a coffee too at this point. It's dark out though. Okay. Yeah, I just want to wait and see what it does before I tell it to do something different. I just want to come to a stopping point. Oy. The SVG is still 7 MB. It's still using the old template. The deployment is still running or is using cache code. Let me check what the simple template should produce. Locally, it's only 3 KB. The production deployment is definitely not updated yet. Docker builds on render free tier ugh. Y'all. Insane. If you haven't yet, give me a thumbs up here just for like suffering through this for 2 hours, if you don't mind. Because this has been awful. Let me wait longer. Let's look at the Docker. Docker logs. It's doing something. If I close my computer, will it continue? Presumably it will continue deploying, right? If I close my computer before it's finished. I know this is a stupid question. Just want to confirm before I like throw my laptop off my balcony. Excuse me. Okay, deploying. Okay. Come on. What is Claude saying? Same. Also, I think this is my favorite royalty-free playlist I've used. I'm gonna save this so I don't forget it. Come on. Your service is not. It's still doing something though. Boy. This is so lame. Do normal developers spend 2 hours working, trying to get something to work and make literally no progress whatsoever? I feel like I've just made a mess. Like the opposite of progress. I feel like I've degressed in the last 2 hours. Is this like a normal experience? It's doing something. Okay. Regression, yeah, thank you. Degress is also a word, though. That also works. Okay, now it's only 3 KB. Let's test the actual image. Still HTML, but the debug mode works. Let's see what's in the HTML. Still a 500 error, but the debug mode returns data successfully, which means the SVG is being generated. So the issue is in the RSVG convert step. Let me add more logging to capture the specific error. Wait, the code says it should redirect to default OG SVG. If RSVG convert fails, but it's returning 500, that means the error must be an exception that's not being caught. For fuck's sake, let me add a debug is to mode to see what happens during conversion. I don't know. I'm not testing it locally. So I'm not testing it locally because the feature that's being tested is the preview link. And I don't know, maybe I'm just approaching this really poorly, but which is entirely possible. But locally, I can't generate a real link to test. I just have this. So I can't like really see if the OG image is rendering or not. IRL, like in the wild on the web, which is why I'm just pushing to production like a lunatic. It's been a very frustrating experience. Because it's behind GitHub auth for the CodeSpace dev environment. Yes, exactly. So this particular feature is like very tricky to try to test. Like, I don't think I can test it locally. You could have it set up a share page preview or something, that way it can test the components. I don't know, man. I think I'm about to just like slam my computer closed. I'm getting pretty tired of this. I was not expecting to be on here for 2 hours. I just want to see, like, if it gets it. Like, I don't want to interrupt it while it's working. Okay. Something new here. Interesting, the output is truncated. The conversion succeeded in debug mode. Let me try the actual image endpoint. Still HTML, but debug mode says conversion is successful, so the issue is happening somewhere else. Let me see if maybe there's an exception happening after the conversion, but before the send data. Wait, I noticed the debug response was truncated. Maybe there's something causing JSON encoding issues. Let me look at the code path more carefully. Code looks fine. The issue might be in send data. Let me try adding more direct error checking. Let me test locally first. Still works locally. Let me commit and push. While waiting for the deploy, let me think about this differently. The fact that debug is 1 shows the conversion works, but the actual endpoint returns 500 means something is happening after the conversion in the normal code path. One possibility, the allow browser override I added might not be working in production the way I expect, and the 500 is happening in some middleware before even reaching my code. Let me check if maybe it's a route issue. Let me verify the route definition. Route looks fine. Let me check the allow browser override is correct. Wait, allow browser might not be the right method to override. Let me check if maybe I need to use a different approach. Let me look at how Rails 8 implements this. I see. It uses a before action. The correct way to skip it would be using skip before action, but as we saw, that doesn't work because allow browser is not a named callback. Let me try a different approach. Use the accept option on the allow browser call. Now let me add it in the countries controller with the right approach. Works locally. Let me commit and push. I mean, maybe it'll work now. Anyway, hi everyone who just joined. Just trying to debug the feature that I've been working on for the past 2 hours. We might be close to getting it to work. If you empathize with my frustration, feel free to give me a thumbs up on YouTube. It's dark now. Sorry that this is so boring. Okay, it's doing something. Allegedly. Still HTML. Let me check if the browser detection is blocking it for curl. This is so strange. This is just like a never-ending spiral of let me add wrap the entire OG image action in a rescue to see exactly what error is happening. Like, at what point do I just stop it and come back to it? I see there's already a rescue, but it's inside the begin I just added. I see the issue. I added a begin block, but now the code structure is broken. There's an if cached image without a proper end. Let me rewrite this action cleanly. Works locally. Let me commit and push. Oh man. Can I give it one more chance, maybe? Okay, I'm gonna let it finish what it's doing right now, and then I'm gonna stop it. Because this is psychotic. Okay, the lesson we learned today is clear the context and start over earlier in the process. That's my takeaway from today's vibe coding experiment. Which I suppose is a good lesson to learn, right? Like when to stop and restart. But yeah, I do actually have to leave my house. So I think I'm just gonna stop it here, guys. I think we're all tired of this at this point. So yeah, I'll return to this next time I stream. Maybe tomorrow, we'll see. Yeah, thanks for hanging out while I fuck around with my app some more, and next time hopefully we'll make more progress and actually get some new features and improvements deployed. That'll be a lot more fun than just the spiral. So anyway, hope everyone has a nice Saturday. Cheers. Bye.